Good evening. We're coming back from closed session at 7:56 p.m. Legal, anything to report?
Nothing to announce out from closed session, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. So now we are continuing into open session at 7:57. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? We all please remain standing for a moment of silence for our first responders and military members. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth.
Present.
Councilmember Mann.
Present.
Councilmember Soto.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Samar.
Present.
Mayor Moran.
Present.
For the record, all council members, Mayor Pro Tem and Mayor are in attendance.
All right, council, are there any changes to the agenda? Anything outside of consent agenda? All right, hearing none, we're moving forward. Citizen comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the city council on any item not on the agenda and items on the agenda. If you wish to speak on an item on the agenda, please state the item number. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern and identify themselves. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the City Council this evening. Are there any citizen comments on the phone? Coming back to the dais, to the chamber, any citizen comments in the chamber? Seeing none, coming back to the dais, announcements and reports. City staff, announcements and reports. We don't have any?
None tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. City manager,
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
city council members, Mr. Mann.
Thank you, sir. I was at the recent Parks and Rec Commission, the Rec Commission meeting, and it was short and sweet, but we are looking for sweet potato volunteers. So please, if you're interested, reach out to any one of us up here, myself, or to Jackie. Nothing outside of that, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, actually, to the chief, thank you for the barbecue. It worked out really, really well. That was a genius idea to go out there to the park while softball was going on, but thank you. I enjoyed myself out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Roth.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I did attend the luncheon with the delegates from, I can't say the city, but Mexico. Very nice people. I look forward to seeing what prospers from there. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Soto.
I did attend the LAFCO meeting held on July 20th. There were some items held on there. I do have the agenda plus the minutes from the previous meeting if council would like to view them. I also attended I don't remember what this is. Oh, a special meeting at the Board of Supervisors on July 18th and attended the opening of the at the Council of Commerce. Probably did some other things, but at this point I'm drawing a blank, but thank you.
All right. Just my report, very short. I will say, oh, I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Samra.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to add on to our neighborhood barbecue, I do like to thank the police department and the fire department I can't think of a more friendly rivalry than both of them in a nice, cooperative way. Keep it up, guys. You guys build up on each other. Makes each other look good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. My report, very short this time. We just a few days ago, I attended the city-county dinner in the city of Dos Palos. And so it's always a good opportunity to kind of learn from others, some other agencies, and see what they're doing and what's working for them, and sharing some of the things that we're working in Livingston and so on. So it's always great to participate. A few weeks ago, we had a visit from the sister city delegation from the city of Zapotlanejo, Jalisco in Mexico. And we hosted them for 5 days, and it was such a great opportunity to be able to have them visit a few places here in the community, and them learning about what are some of the things that we do and how we do them, not only in regards to how government, that we're very interested in how local government works in the city of Livingston or in California in general, being different from how it works in Mexico. And they got an opportunity to visit and tour a few departments in the city, including fire department, city hall, PD, and some of our local businesses here in the community. And they were very happy with all of the knowledge and information that they were able to acquire while here, and also looking forward to the business opportunities that they were able to make, to start working on with some of the local businesses here in the community as well. And they also gifted us, or the city, a what I would call a plaque made out of like a rock, like a big boulder. So I asked them how they brought it from Mexico, how they transported it, and they said by plane. That thing weighed
100 pounds.
at least 100 pounds. And it has the city of Livingston logo carved on it, and their logo from Zapotlanejo in Livingston and so on, and some text on the bottom. So it's beautiful. It's huge. So we just need to figure out where to place it in the city, and we just have to figure that out. So, and it was great having them. I also had the opportunity to attend the what I believe, and after 14 plus years, the first or the comeback of the neighborhood visits. Thanks to PD and the fire department and City Hall and everybody that participated, Public Works, and just everyone that was there and that attended. And I think they had at least over 200 hot dogs, 300, yeah, and drinks. And this time it was at the complex, at the sports complex, and it was a little hot, but it was perfect because the fire was out there with the water tank, and a lot of the kids out there, they were ready to get under the water. And I think even the interim chief of police went under the water for a little bit. So yeah, so it was fun. Thank you for putting that together. And I just want to say thank you to PD as well, for there have been some concerns, some resident concerns that were sent to me, and then I sent them over to the city manager. City manager referred them to Mr. Ramirez, and they spoke with residents, and it's everything has been cleared. And so I appreciate making the effort to really reach out to people out in the community. That's it. All right, moving forward. Council, consent agenda. Is there anything, any questions in regards to any of the items under the consent agenda?
If there are no, I'd like to make the motion, if there's no calls, to approve the consent agenda, items 2 through 6.
Thank you. So we have a motion on the floor, but. Yes, thank you. So we have a motion right now on the floor, but,
You can still do it.
yes, okay. So is there any citizen comments in regards to the consent agenda? Any questions on the phone? Hearing none, coming back to the chamber. Any citizen comments in regards to any items on the consent agenda? Hearing none, back to the dais. So we have a motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Samra. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second by Councilmember Roth. Roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Roth,
Yes.
Councilmember Mann,
Yes.
Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra,
Yes.
Mayor Moran.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you. Next, we have item number 7 under discussion and potential action items. Item number 7, resolution approving the purchase of one new back-con model, all of that, combination, jet vacuum sewer cleaner from municipal maintenance equipment in the amount of $622,256.51, and authorizing the interim city manager to execute all required documents.
Good evening, Your Honorable Mayor, council members, city manager, members of the public. The staff report you have before you is for the purchase of a new sewer combination truck. A little bit of background from the staff report. The city operates and maintains a 2007 VAC-on sewer truck. The VAC-on is a vital part of operations within the water and wastewater division. The sewer truck is the city's first line of defense against collection system blockages and enables the department to be proactive with providing collection system maintenance and to prevent sewer overflows. The VAC-on has the capability to break up, remove grease, roots, and grit within the collection system. Staff frequently utilizes the vehicle to perform storm pump maintenance and water leak excavation. From time to time, it's necessary to replace aging vehicles that have exceeded the life expectancy. The current 2007 VAC-on has exceeded its life expectancy and has been difficult to keep in a good state of repair. The engine is a Tier 1 engine that no longer meets the Air Pollution Control Board mandates. I do have a short PowerPoint with a few pictures and a short video. This is a picture of our 2007 VAC-on, which is 16 years old. It's equipped with a 5 cubic yard debris tank, which is right there. If you can see my pointer, that's the debris tank. It's a 5 cubic yard. It's also equipped with an 800-gallon water storage tank, which is here on the bottom of the truck. It is a single axle truck. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this vehicle's old, tired, and it leaks everywhere. It has a lot of hydraulic leaks, and as I mentioned in the staff report, parts are getting harder to find for this. They're obsolete now, and it seems to be in the shop more than it is out in the field. There's a lot of wear parts on these types of vehicles, because as you run the vacuum, you could see the, let me see if I could pinpoint it here. Right here is the vacuum. So there's a lot of wear points because we're we're pulling dirt, sand, debris, gravel through here, and it just wears everything out. And we're constantly having our mechanics patch all the metal components that wear. We utilize a truck for storm drain cleaning and debris removal. As you can see, we have a lot of debris that makes it into our storm drains. I have no idea how a hula hoop makes it in there, but there's a piece of hula hoop right there. But if this debris is not removed, it will cause pump failure and premature failure and possible flooding. The picture on the left is what the sewer truck prevents. It allows our staff to go in and provide preventive maintenance and run these lines to prevent the fog, fats, oils, and grease buildup within the pipes, which will cause a sewer backup and potential sewer overflow if it gets out of hand. But that's what these sewer trucks are built for and designed for, to provide preventive maintenance to prevent these type of issues. It also helps remedy some of the root problems. The picture on the right is a hairline crack on top where roots just start growing in there. And I'm going to show you a short video. The video is really a sales pitch for a cleaning nozzle, but it gives you a good idea on how sewer lines are cleaned. Jackie, can you turn off another light over here? Sales pitch for a nozzle. These nozzles are pretty expensive. They're $2,500 to $5,000 for just a nozzle. That's a piece of thin wood. Thicker wood. Makes you want to go out and buy a nozzle, right? Yeah, these nozzles are pretty neat. You know, that front jetting action is needed because sometimes you have these large pieces of hardened grease that you just can't get past. But if you have that nozzle spraying at 3,000 psi, it's going to slowly start to break that clog and let it get through to bring it all back. This is what the new sewer truck is going to look like. It'll be pretty close to this picture here. So what you have on this one, it's different from our current one, is this debris tank. The new one is an 11 cubic yard debris tank. The old one, our current one, is a 5 cubic yard. Also, the water storage on this truck allows for 1,300 gallons. The old one is 800 gallons. And from my staff, what I've been hearing lately is that we have way too much downtime in our older truck because it's so small and we can't carry enough water. Our debris tank gets full really quick when we're on a project and staff has to wrap everything up, go dump or go fill. And that's a lot of downtime and makes operations really inefficient. But with the additional water capacity, additional storage capacity for the debris tank, it'll make operations a lot more efficient. That's the end of the presentation, and be happy to answer any questions that council may have.
Council, any questions?
I have a few questions.
Yes, go ahead.
What is the, it was 2007, what is the life of a vehicle like that typically? I know it's an older model, but
Yeah, because of the wear and it's ran so hard, you're lucky if you get 10 years out of them. This one, 16 years. It's like a lot of our equipment, we've been very fortunate. Some of our pumps have lasted 19 to 20 years because of the initial investment that we made on them. But they wear out pretty quick. Tough thing about it is as I mentioned earlier, there are engines a tier 1 engine, so it's no longer allowed by the Air Pollution Control Board. We don't meet the mandates.
how, I know you just recently came back to us, but prior to that, you were with us how long?
4 years?
4 years? And were there, of course there was problems developed with it. It was at all of this information here that is stated, saying it was old, didn't run well. How come there wasn't a request for updated?
There was talk back then, but there wasn't money back then for this equipment. So it was built into the rates at the time. In 2019, I believe, we're working on 2020, and it got included in the rates.
Also, one more question. Who's trained to operate that?
Operations staff, so it would be the water, wastewater operators. Potentially whoever's qualified in other departments that have a Class B that could help out and operate this machine.
Any other questions, council? Okay, so I'm going to go out for public comment. Anyone on the phone in regards to this item? Hearing none, coming back to the chamber. Any questions?
Mr. Mayor, I make the
Go ahead.
motion that we adopt resolution approving the purchase of the new VACCON model jet vacuum sewer cleaner for $622,256.51.
Okay,
If I may, sorry,
Yes.
just a follow-up question. Class B, how many on staff have Class B?
Off the top of my head, we probably have about 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 employees.
Thank you.
any other questions, council? So we have a motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Samra. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Councilmember Roth, second. Roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilmember Roth,
Yes.
Councilmember Matt,
Yes.
Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Semmer,
Yes.
Mayor Moran.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony,
Yes.
I had one question. Who's going to get to write it first?
You put me in a tough spot there, Mayor. I
Is
plead
it,
the fifth.
All right.
is it going
Thank
to
you,
have a
Anthony.
personalized license plate?
That was extra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, we have item number 8, appointment of city clerk. Mr. Lopez?
Thank you,
Roy?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
The current item before council is the appointment of the vacant position for city clerk. As council recalls, the city clerk is an elected position. The elected city clerk, Leticia Vasquez Zurita, resigned from her position. And as a result, a vacancy was created requiring appointment. A application process was enacted by the council and staff to see if there was any citizens interested in filling the vacancy. At this time, no individuals have put forth an application to fill the vacancy or are seeking to fill the vacancy. As a result of the vacancy, council has 60 days to either appoint an individual to fill the vacancy or call for a special election. The 60 days would run on August 7th, I believe, is the 60th day. And as such, before council right now is a consideration of next steps. Council still has the authority to nominate somebody if the council members have anybody interested in the position and appoint them. Or we have also included if the appointment doesn't receive a supermajority vote of the council, then we also have a resolution included tonight calling for the special election of the city clerk, which would occur at the next regularly scheduled election. Sorry, I forgot the date. Yes, March 5th, 2024. Under the current code, or under the elections code, special election can't be held for less than 114 days from the date the vacancy occurred, and which is why it kicks over to the March 5th, 2024 election date. Another bit of information and options that we provided for council. At a later point, council can also decide whether to send a ballot issue to the city electorate, deciding whether to convert the currently elected city clerk position to an appointed position. If the ballot measure is approved by the public by a majority vote, then that position would no longer be an elected position, but rather an appointed position by the city council, and it would enable staff and the council to more effectively recruit for such a position and seek out individuals that have the specialized training associated with performing the duties of a city clerk. With that, I'm open to any questions that the council or public may have regarding the vacancy of the city clerk position.
Thank you, Mr. Santos. Council, any questions? So, being in the situation that we're in right now, it would go to March 5th, which is the primary election. Unless before March 5th, what happens if we get an interested person that would be interested in the position? Would that be something that would be able to be, like the council can bring it back and say, bring back an item to appoint before then? Is that an option?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, so what happens if no one applies or runs for this position on March 5th?
Unfortunately, then the city would be without an elected city clerk. If that were the case, what we would recommend is a revision of the city's municipal code to address the powers of the city clerk in order to enable staff to take on some of those duties of the elected city clerk that currently aren't enumerated within the city's municipal code.
So right now, in the absence of an elected city clerk, those responsibilities will still fall under, will continue to fall under,
At this point, they would fall under the deputy city clerk.
okay?
The one area which could use some clarifications would be the roles and responsibilities of the deputy city clerk and what activities they are responsible for.
Okay. And so, moving forward, if we, moving forward to March 5th, can the council come back with an ordinance or with an item and say that, for consideration, can the council get rid of the elected position? Or does it have to go back to just?
Correct, it would need to go to the voters.
Okay.
So right now, the time to submit ballot measures has already passed, so it wouldn't be an item that could be considered now. We would have to wait until the 2024 ballot cycle in order to put something before the voters.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
may I make a suggestion? And just to get the legal opinion on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe because city councils can call for election, I'm not speaking of special election because obviously it's each sum of money, dollars, is, I don't know if it's possible, but one of our concerns is if nobody runs in March, then we don't have any out after that point. It may be possible, and maybe legal can research, is to put two items on the March election. One is to hold, see if anybody is interested in running for city clerk. Another one is to give the voters an option to make an appointment. So if somebody runs, I'm sure, I'm not sure how it would work, but maybe one can supersede the another one and over the other. I think that might be a possibility.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't. Under the elections code, either the council must appoint within 60 days or call a special election, and that election must be heard at the next regularly scheduled election date, which is that March 24th date. So it would have to be presented to the voters to elect a city clerk, not appoint a city clerk.
So you couldn't put two items on the ballot.
And the time to submit ballot items has passed for this election cycle.
For March 24?
Correct. Usually they have to be in by, I believe with the county, it's July.
Is it July?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And-
one I'm not familiar with, and that's why you're the council. Yeah, that's why.
And the code requires that it be via special election. So unfortunately, the two options available to the city are either one, the council appoints within 60 days, or it's heard by special election.
Yeah, I know, I saw that, but I was thinking maybe there was a possibility. It doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we got until August 7th to make our decision, correct? To next Tuesday?
Correct.
I don't know, does council want to reach out to the community? You know, I know we didn't get involved this way, let people apply, but if somebody knows somebody, if they're interested, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm trying not to hold a special election. It's a lot of money. So I'm just trying to, I mean, if we have to, we don't have a choice, we have to do it. But I prefer that we have an alternative. So, I mean, we can make a decision tonight to hold an election, special election in March, or we can say, let's see if we can find somebody by August 7th and hold a special meeting. If you don't find anybody, come back and say, we're going to hold the election. I mean, I'm not saying do it, I'm just proposing an idea. I mean, there's 4 others besides myself here. So just thinking out loud, as it were, whatever you want to call it. Try to save some money there.
What I would add is if the council wishes to extend this out till August 7th, we would need to know for Brown Act purposes any potential individual that would be considered for appointment by August, at least 24 hours before the special meeting would be called, so that it can be agendized with the individual that's going to be considered identified in the notice of agenda.
Yeah, what I was saying, Ms. Santos, was I don't know if we know anybody, and I'm not saying that, but I myself step back and let the people apply that want to apply. I didn't approach anybody, see if I didn't really go out to solicit anybody, hey, please run if you guys are interested. I didn't make any Facebook posts, I didn't do any of that. I don't know if others did, and I don't think they did either, to see if we want to reach out to the community, to see if somebody's interested, and then have them, you know, come before us. That's all. I'm just trying to avoid a special election, but if somebody has a better idea, I'm all ears.
If I may.
Yes, go ahead.
So I do have somebody that did approach me that wants to fill this vacancy, if that's consideration for the council.
As I kind of mentioned earlier, if the council would like to continue the item out and hear it at a special meeting on August 7th, as long as we have the identifying information of the individual so that it could be properly agendized for a special meeting, then it could be heard at a special meeting on August 7th.
So what is it that, are you requesting that they come and actually put a formal application in, and then we hold a special meeting so it's properly agendized?
Generally speaking, usually an applicant would come before the council, identify themselves, be open to public questions, and then questions by a member of the council regarding qualifications and things like that.
If someone is interested, you know, it would be nice to have them submit some sort of a paperwork so we're prepared, you know.
So, Mr. Lopez?
I do have a question, and this is probably procedurally a question. There are some requirements of ensuring that they're a resident of the city of Livingston, registered voter. So the question would be on the kind of the process side, if there's a name, the sooner we have that, the more that we can do some due diligence before the council considers appointing that individual, just to make sure that the council has the confidence that that person that they are considering to appoint meets all the minimum requirements as stated in state law and city's muni code. So we would ask for that so we can do some work. We would ask for that sooner rather than later because the registrar isn't open on the weekends if we need to confirm anything with them.
So just for agenda purposes, so 24 hours before would be by Friday, when the agenda has to, no, because the 7th is Monday. The 7th is Monday. So for agenda purposes, for the agenda to be able to be posted at least 24 hours before, which is Friday, all information needs to be had by your office, like, well, I mean,
Tomorrow.
yes,
Tomorrow.
yeah. So,
Because we need to confirm with the county registrar to make sure that they are registered voter, all those things, and they would have that information for us to confirm.
tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay. Tomorrow, Wednesday by, no, I know. Tomorrow, Wednesday by what time?
What did I'm going to defer to Monica. She's the expert over
The
here.
earliest, because I know they're in training, and so the earliest we can give it to them, so at least hopefully they have a chance to look at the information and provide us input.
You know, most of us probably still have our old voter registration. We can almost quickly verify that, you know? Because we all send out flyers and paperwork to all the voters. I'm sure somebody has an address for somebody.
You know, the mayor didn't mention that at the city-county dinner that the county registrar of voters was actually there, and Monica and I hit him up with some questions, so the timing was perfect.
Council, any more questions? So, well, okay. So if we decide to move forward and provide the opportunity for someone to put in the application, so then everything else right now, it gets thrown out the window as far as this current item and information and recommendations, right? For now.
For now, what we would likely do is re-agendize the resolution
In case.
at the special meeting in case the appointment didn't receive a supermajority vote.
Okay.
And that way, we comply with the government code requirement of calling the special election if council can't appoint somebody.
All right. Yeah, so I guess at this point, my next question was going to be, was based on whether we didn't have this option. So I guess, I have no further questions until next meeting, depending on what the result is. Council, anything else?
You need staff direction, or do you need some sort of continuing item motion?
So we would still need to go to public comment. I can't remember if we
Oh, that's
went
right.
out
I'm
yet.
sorry.
And then after that is completed, we would need a motion and a second in order to continue the item to a special election. Special meeting.
I already went out for citizen comments. So is there a motion? I did already.
So you want to ask for a continuation? Is that what you're asking?
So it'd be a motion to continue consideration of item 8, I believe, until a
August
special meeting on August 8th.
Sorry,
August 7th.
On Monday, August 7th.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I make the motion that we continue this item number 8 to the special meeting scheduled for August 7th.
So we have a motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Samra. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Soto. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth?
Yes.
Councilmember Mann?
Yes.
Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
Yes.
Mayor Moran?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Okay, next we have council direction on future agenda items. Any items at this time? Hearing none. Any?
I just wanted to follow up on some items that were requested in previous future agenda items, such as the FM and bank. I don't know where we are with that. the Memorial Cornerstone. Also, I've seen, like in the warrant registers, discussions with, like the green zone, so we can't move on that until we get some regulatory framework put in place, so that workshop between planning and us still needs to be had, so that's been talked about for quite a few years already, so a workshop. That, off the top of my head, those are the future agenda items that, did I say Memorial Cornerstone?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, anyone? Okay, hearing none, we adjourn this meeting at 8:42.